Hey, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Emerge. I'm your host, Tiffany Boyle, and this week we will be discussing with Dorothea how to make a divine decision. Like, I wonder what decision we're going to be making this week. It's always a good decision between being patient, not giving up, having endurance. So I just can't wait to hear what this week's episode has in store for us. And hear Deshana's 2 cents about finances. And I can tell you guys, I'm really struggling with this because I like to spend money and I know I don't need to spend money. So I have been listening to Deshana's 2 cents for a while, and I'm about to take notes and put it into practice today. Today, we are also speaking with 2 people who are giving back to our community through education. One through teaching IT, and another through tutoring K through college level students. I applaud both of them. So we can't wait to talk with Damien Douglas and Viviana Fullwood after we go to the CEO Corner, because you know the routine. So I just want to thank you guys for joining me in the CEO Corner today. I want to talk about an amazing event Deshana, Dorothea, and myself all got to attend this past Saturday. If you have not heard of it in the Hampton Roads area, it is called the Bel Air Brunch. It's hosted by Future Outlook Group and owned by Lance Henderson. So I'm not sure if you remember, but if earlier on when our show first started on the radio show, Lance was actually one of our guests. So if you don't remember, I want to say it was either episode 1 or 2. So go back. You can find it on emergethemagazine.com, and you can listen to all the great things he has going on. But I also want to say I absolutely love this event. This is my second year attending, and this year was Deshana and Dorothea's first year. I just love it when people bring events to the Hampton Roads that aren't typically hosted here. There's a certain culture we have here. So when you bring like a big city vibe type event here, I get so excited. This event is at the Norfolk Botanical Gardens, so it's outside. It also allows individuals from all 7 cities to come together in their best brunch outfit. And if you know me, you know I love to brunch, and you know I like to dress up. Yes. So the flower arrangements are beautiful. The decor and the food are impeccable. Not to mention the Bel Air champagne that is flowing. Give it up for champagne. So if you want to see what the hosts of the Emerge radio show were wearing, because we were fly, I have to say myself, visit our Instagram at Emerge the Magazine and check us out. Make a comment. Tell us what you think. All great things. I also mentioned this event because this year it taught me the importance of adaptability. As CEOs, leaders in our organizations, we have to be adaptable. This is a skill, people. This is not just something that occurs. We have to learn how to be adaptable. Being able to adapt to changing environments and work processes makes you a competitive job candidate and a strong overall professional, depending on where you are in life. So having adaptability skills means you are open and willing to learn new things and take on new challenges. Additionally, developing your adaptability can also mean developing other soft skills like communication, which communication is not only helpful in business, but also in your personal life. If you wonder why you and your spouse or your partner are always fighting, work on your soft skills like communication and interpersonal skills. So let's go back to the event. I'm using that as an example, right? This year, the weather was unpredictable. So the first date of the brunch was May 7th. Obviously, that didn't happen because we just went this past Saturday. Weather was predicted to rain, and it did rain. So July 9th was the rain date. Already adapted the first time to a rain date. Always have a plan B if you have an outside event. So again, we are now in July. It's supposed to be beautiful because it is also my birthday month. The weather stated and predicted rain. But this time, the Bel Air brunch team, they were amazing. They were very adaptable. They set up tents. They changed the program around a little bit. They were actually in the rain, making sure DJ equipment didn't get ruined, helping out with tents, all of the above. And what I liked, a special touch, was they had Bel Air umbrellas to walk people around. Adaptability made sure the brunch was still going to happen and was still a success. So kudos to them. Let that be a lesson to the rest of us. Use this as an example of how to be adaptable. So be adaptable, people. And I'm Tiffany Boyle, and that's my tip from the CEO Corner. You are tuned in to Emerge here on WHOV 88.1. Coming up next is someone who was born and raised in Hampton, Virginia. He is the founder and director of Inspire IT, an IT workforce development nonprofit. Let me repeat that for all of you who missed it. An IT workforce development nonprofit whose mission is to bring individuals who do not go the traditional route to IT employment. And he tells us his route of how he got into the field, and make the IT industry more diverse. So stay tuned to learn more about this. And honestly, we haven't had anyone like this on the show before. So Deshana and I, our minds were blown. We were like, what? Because IT goes way over my head. I'm Tiffany Boyle. You are listening to Emerge here on WHOV 88.1. So welcome, Damien Douglas.
Good afternoon. If you are just tuning in, you are tuned into Emerge Radio Show. I'm your host, Deshana Kemp Garnett, along with co-host Miss Tiffany Boyle. And today we are in for a real treat. We are here talking to Mr. Damien Douglas. Damien, tell our listeners hello.
Hey, how you doing? Glad to be here and appreciate you having me.
Awesome. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. My name is Damien Douglas. I currently own two businesses, one called Inspire IT, where what we do is it's an IT workforce development program. And our focus is individuals who don't go the traditional route to IT employment. And what we do is we train them in a couple of certifications, and then we try to assist in them getting job opportunities and placement. The other business that I have is called SRO, Digital Transformation Solutions. And with that business, what we want to do is be at the forefront of businesses and assisting in their transition into digital infrastructure.
Well, you certainly just said a mouthful. All right. So how did you even get into the IT field?
All right. So, that was a long, long time ago. My initial entry into the industry was way back in 2001 in the Army. So prior to deciding that I wanted to go into the military, I had limited knowledge about computers, but I knew it was a thing on the horizon. So when I got to the MEP station and they asked me what I wanted to do, I just blurted out computers. I had no idea what I was getting into. So at that point, they asked me what specific MOS that I want to, enroll for. And what ended up happening was I came into an MOS at that time, was called 31 Fox, which was Network Switching Systems Operator Maintainer. It's an illustrious title, which basically means radio guy. So at that point, I went into AIT and learned a little about that discipline in the military. But an interesting thing happened once I got to the unit. They basically told me, forget everything I learned in AIT. You're going to do computers strictly. So it was fortunate that my initial idea about joining the military was getting into computers. Didn't really study that or train for that. But fortunately, the company I got to, they got me in the right place. So ended up doing what I intended to do in the first place. So it worked out.
Okay, so you got into IT in the military, and I guess you transitioned into IT after you left the military as well?
I sure did. So after I got out of the military, I came back home to Hampton, Virginia. And after about a year, I realized that there would probably be better opportunities away from the area. So I moved up to Northern Virginia. So at that point, I had actually found employment with a small business owner. So there was a little bit of a gap in the IT employment for me, but it was a great experience. I got to learn a lot about hands-on running a business from the ground level. So I did that for about 3 years, and what we did was procure building permits for developers in DC. And our biggest client was a guy named Douglas Jamal. This company is called William Dorsey and Associates. And like I said, our biggest client, Douglas Jamal, this guy owned the Verizon Center. Like the Verizon Center paid him rent. So we were going around the DMV getting building permits for developers. So I learned a lot about businesses in doing that. So after about 3 years of doing that, then I got into the IT industry strictly. And got on a help desk initially in Sterling, Virginia, BAE. I'll never forget it. On a help desk, you'll learn your skills very rapidly in a short amount of time. So nonstop phone calls, learning how to troubleshoot and fix people's issues, and learning how to maintain my composure while some people are going through things. And it was definitely an experience. So from that point forward, some desktop support positions and things of that nature. So, yeah.
So how did you, transition back to the Hampton Roads area? And I asked that because I went to Christopher Newport, and I remember after graduating, a lot of my my classmates who were kind of in computer science or in the IT fields, a lot of them actually went to Northern Virginia. So yeah. I laughed to myself when you said that. But how did you, transition coming back to the Hampton Roads area?
Well, I've had an excuse me, an interesting experience in the IT world. So I guess unfortunately, maybe fortunately, destiny, I was at a position working very hard at a help desk, and they were intending to bring me on permanently. There's a lot of contract roles in the IT field. And somehow they decided against that. So the manager was there, and she had offered me the job and told me that I was pretty much hired. And something happened internally in the background, and that did not happen. So unfortunately, I had to make my way back to Hampton, Virginia. But coming back home, it has been actually better for me. I've gotten involved in a lot of things, got the business off the ground, started coaching. So sometimes when things don't go exactly the way you think they're supposed to, they happen exactly like they were meant to. So that's how I got back out here.
Awesome. So if you are just tuning in, this is the Emerge Radio Show. I'm your host, Deshana Kemp Garnett, along with co-host Tiffany Boyle. And right now we are talking to Mr. Damien Douglas, who is the founder and director of Inspire IT and also co-owner of SRO Digital Transformation Solutions, LLC. So Damien, tell us a little bit more about Inspire IT and how that came about.
Sure. So in my experience in the industry for over 20 years, like I said, I've had an interesting road, and I've talked to a lot of people, been in a lot of positions, and what I've realized is that there is a gap between what employers are looking for as far as manning certain positions and what the labor force is able to fulfill. So what I decided was, in understanding the industries that are on the horizon, that we may be in a situation that is a little unprecedented, where we're going to have to retrain the labor force, so to speak. So what I thought about was creating a business that would bring in a group of people who maybe traditionally were underserved and don't go the traditional route to IT employment, and try to coach them up on what's on the horizon, and see if we can get them in these roles. So I think that everybody realizes automation is a hot topic right now, and we want to be able to get people trained up and at the forefront of those jobs in the next 10 to 20 years. So for me, I tell people all the time, if you can't fix robots in the next 10, 20 years, I'm not sure what you're going to be able to do. So we want to be at the forefront of that and getting people ready for that transition.
Gotcha. So what about, okay, go ahead, Tiffany. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say that all of that is amazing. And, the tech field is just like a supernatural world to me. I don't understand it, whatever. I just know I need it. So, but like, how do like people get involved with you and like help your businesses, things of that matter?
So, this is a pilot program, and I would like to say thanks to the City of Hampton, the Youth Development and Opportunities Department specifically. And they helped out with the grant. So they gave us $10,000 to start this program. So what we did was we just went out into the community. It's very grassroots. We just, canvassed the community and talked to people and try to pick people that we felt like would benefit from the program. Moving forward, we would definitely do our best to open up the recruitment process. And, of course, marketing is always a big thing in business and social media. And we also ask that the community help us out with that. So if you have ideas about a person who may need a little bit of guidance on, what route to take as far as employment, we definitely want to bring those people in. So we wanted to be a real community effort, but just, the traditional outreach methods.
Awesome. So what about your other business? Talk to us about that.
Okay, yeah. So the focus for the other business is so I'm a big context person. So just to lay the framework real quick, the tech people realize that we're in an interesting state infrastructurally in this country. So some people mention it as the fourth industrial revolution. So we read history books and realize that in the past, there were economic transitions infrastructurally, and I think we're on the cusp of one of those as we speak. Like you said, it's interesting that Tiffany was saying that technology seems a little supernatural. I think what's going to happen here is some of these technologies and devices that are on the horizon, they will seem a little bit like magic. So the idea behind my company is in understanding and realizing that we may have to flip the infrastructure in the country. What we want to do is be at the forefront of that in assisting businesses in their digital transformation. So that, specific things like cloud computing, VR, virtualization, artificial intelligence, and robotics. So we want to be consultants and assistants in helping businesses change their infrastructure.
I think everything you say sounds great, but to me, it still sounds like.
Can you break it down?
Sure.
Can you break it down for the regular people?
Yeah. No, what's interesting is, so, I gotta be honest, I'm a little bit of a sci-fi nerd. So, and then growing up watching, those type of shows and movies, I've always had visions towards the future. And I consider myself a little bit of a futurist and a technologist. The reality is we might be on the doorsteps of some really sci-fi feeling applications. I don't know if, everybody's familiar with those YouTube videos from Boston Dynamics where they're showing robots doing backflips and dancing and things of that nature. I really believe in the next 10 to 20 years, we'll be in a society where, if not commonplace, people will be beginning to understand that robotics is going to be an everyday part of their lives. So, things that go along with that is, autonomous vehicles, like I said, drone technologies, some things that are also on the cusp, quantum computing. I know that's a wild thing to talk about, nanotechnology. There are companies that are working diligently on these applications as we speak. So as far as right now, I think that the idea behind cloud computing for businesses today is to move their infrastructure outside of what they call on premise. So what it should do is save you a lot of overhead on having to staff an IT department if you move everything into the cloud. So it should be a benefit to businesses. It also, ensures increased and enhanced security. So this is, what the industry is moving towards. My brother, actually, who works for the Department of Homeland Security, talks about how the bigger corporations are mandated to move into the cloud for the security features. And what we want to do is help, middle to smaller businesses realize that, there's a actual business application for moving their infrastructure in the cloud as well. And I mean, this is what the world is going to. So like I said, we want to be at the forefront of getting everybody geared up and ready to go when this stuff starts coming down.
Yeah, I think the education aspect of informing people like myself and Deshana, who aren't like IT people, about moving your stuff, I don't know what you call it, but moving everything to the cloud. Like even at my office, we're a government office, so we're a little slow on things. So now we're moving stuff to the cloud, but you have so many people who are freaked out about it because we're like, well, where's the cloud? And what happened? Like, how can people hack into the cloud? You know what I mean? So it's like, I think if people could add the education piece to it, like businesses like yours, that would help us a lot.
Sure. Yeah, no, that's a big part of, what we intend to do is the education piece. And I'll say this just so that, it makes a little more sense. I'm sure you have a super IT department where you're at, and those guys are probably rock stars. But if you can imagine, someone trying to hack into some small business versus try to hack into Microsoft, I mean, that's a little more difficult. So I think that, that's what the cloud affords you, the robustness of, these corporations that have a major footprint in that industry. And it's pretty much like having Microsoft or Amazon at your back. So, you definitely understand those reservations, but yeah, no one's going to hack into Microsoft. That's not going to happen.
Well, thank you. Since you are the guru, I will definitely take your word for it. I'm sure they don't want to see my old college papers and things like that. So if you were just tuning in, this is the Emerge Radio Show. I am your host, Deshana Kemp Garnett, along with co-host Tiffany Boyle, and we are talking to Mr. Damien Douglas. So, we met, last month?
Yep.
Was it? Yep. Okay, so I have to put a plug in right now.
Sure.
We met at one of the networking events called Brew Business Relationship Emerge Wednesday, and that is presented by 1865 Brewing Emerge and RPEO. So being that, we met last month at a networking event, and now you're on our radio show, what role would you say networking plays in your business endeavors?
I'd say networking is vital. Like I said, I got experience running a business, on the ground, not in the books. So I've realized that, there's a lot of lessons in that. One of the biggest lessons is in business is about who you know. It is vital that you build relationships with other people in business. You're able to interact with them and like I said, network and build, clients and supporters for what you do. So that was a great event with a great company, 1865. We definitely support their mission and what they're trying to do for the community, especially them being, one of the only Black-owned breweries that I've heard of anywhere. And that was an awesome event, and definitely it was great being a part of that.
Great. Well, do remember it is every fourth Wednesday, so we have it every month because we are definitely trying to bring business networking back to life.
Sure. No, I'll definitely be there, and everybody needs to come out to that. It definitely is a great event to attend for sure.
So, Damien, can you tell everyone like how they can get in contact? So, the name of your business is again how they can get in contact with you, and how can they help your business grow?
Sure. So like I said, I have two businesses, one a nonprofit called Inspire IT. The other business is SRO Digital Transformation Solutions, LLC. And the best way to reach me is through email. It's easy, Damien, DAMIEN.Douglas, DOUGLAS @outlook.com. I live through email. Anybody who wants to reach out, that wants to collaborate, has ideas, has somebody they're thinking about, that maybe want to get into the IT industry, definitely reach out, and we'll do our best to accommodate everybody.
What about any type of social media? Are your businesses, or are you on social media?
I am. We have an Instagram account. It's InspireI_T_.
All right. Now, last question before we let you go. And this is our signature question we ask everyone. And that is, what does the word emerge mean to you?
Sure. No, I actually was a little prepared. I listened to you all shows. So I felt like this was coming. So for me, I'll say emerging. Like I said, I'm a big context person. In the context of oneself, for me, emerging is growing and developing into your full self. So we all have ideas about who we would like to become. And for me, emerging is exacting that. So blossoming into the person that you know you will be, to me, is what emerging is.
Love it. Love it. And you get brownie points for listening to the show.
Sure. No, it's a great show. I appreciate y'all having me here.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
No problem. You're very welcome. Thank you. Like I said, it was a pleasure and an honor. And this is my first time with anything like this. So, I appreciate y'all making it easy.
I'm Tiffany Boyle. You are listening to Emerge here on WHOV 88.1. If you would like to partner with us and have your business spotlighted on the show, please contact us at emergethemagazine.com. Follow us on social media at Emerge the Magazine. We are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, what are we going to do? We will make divine decisions with Dorothea.
You have a mission. It's no collision. Hold the phone. Don't text. You're angling to be next. Brothers and sisters, you won't see it coming. You're off the road. Your life explodes. It's not worth it. Don't do it. You only think there's nothing to it. Put it down, hang up, pay attention to highway action. Behind the wheel, there is no such thing as a small distraction. Join the conversation at decidetodrive.org, a public service message from the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons.
Welcome to today's lottery drawing. And today's winning numbers are not yours, not yours, and another number that's not yours. And the final number is not yours.
When it comes to having money, don't rely on luck. Brew your own coffee at home instead of buying that latte. Brown bag it to work instead of ordering it. Go to feedthepig.org for more free ideas on how to save. Feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Welcome back. I'm Dorothea Schuler, and you're tuned into WHOV 88.1 iHeartRadio, and you're listening to Emerge Wednesdays, the radio show that's all about entrepreneurs and business and is the premier information source for business owners. So look, if you just tuned in, I'm going to tease you a little bit this week. The only way you're going to catch the amazing, informative, and power-packed information from the last interview that you missed is if you go to www.emergethemagazine.com. Yep, go there. You're going to have to do a little investigative research of your own this week. I'm not going to recap or give you any teasers. So go back and catch the last interview, as well as catch up on any of our previously recorded episodes that you may have missed or just want to listen to again. I'm telling you, as Deshana would say, all types of jewels have been dropped. So go and find yourself a treasure of knowledge and emerge into your greatest life. All right, now it's time for you to join me as we emerge into our greatest potential by making a divine decision with Dorothea. Every living person proceeds throughout the course of their life based on a series of decisions. The dictionary defines a decision as a conclusion or resolution reached after consideration. And divine means excellence. So we're making an excellent decision. Now, with that being said, let's make the divine decision today to be bold. The dictionary defines bold as of a person, action, or idea showing an ability to take risks, confident, and courageous. Now, if you're a new listener and you don't know by now, I love to reference the Bible. It's absolutely my favorite book. And what it has to say about boldness is God fills us with the Holy Spirit, who is bold and courageous. So I intentionally use and draw from it as my source of power. It takes courage for you and for me to be bold, to be moved to do something we've never conceived or thought to do. Now, I am known to be a bold person, so to speak. But if you truly know me, you know that deep down, I have a very shy heart and personality. It actually almost surprises people when they really get to know me better, even to the point where they say, "Come on, Dorothea, you're one of the boldest people I know." And I think to myself sometimes, wow, like, are they talking about me? But it's true. When it has been a requirement of me in defense of someone I love or something I believe in, I've always displayed boldness. It's true. When it has come down to me fighting to achieve or overcome something, or when it comes to parenting my kids, I've definitely been bold. And so I realized that boldness has in fact brought me through many hard trials and given me the will and the hope to believe for greater, and not in my current situation or circumstance. Being bold has given me the ability to dream beyond the nightmares that life would sometimes try to haunt or destroy my thoughts or future with. My last reference for you guys today is this. My favorite one-liner that I recite about boldness probably the most. And that is, the righteous are as bold as a lion. So be bold today and emerge like a lion in the jungle, like the king or queen that you have been purposed to be. Don't hold back or turn back. Don't cower away, but boldly go where you've never gone before and into a future of hope and endless possibilities. So join me today by being courageous and emerging into your best life and make the divine decision to be bold, knowing that this decision will ultimately help shape and create a path that reflects a light of excellence in our lives. You're listening to Emerge Wednesdays on WHOV 88.1 iHeartRadio, and this has been another divine decision with Dorothea. And you can decide to be a part of Emerge Wednesdays by submitting your response to our signature question. What does the word emerge mean to you? Share that with us on our IG at Emerge the Magazine. This week's response is from John Sayers, Ship Superintendent. That something is on the verge of growing bigger than expectations. Wow. I think that answer alone was bigger than my expectations. Thanks, John. That personally encourages me to want to emerge. Okay, so as we continue with Emerge Wednesdays, Tiffany and Deshana will be speaking with Viviana Fullwood. Viviana Fullwood has been an educational entrepreneur since 2008 and operates A+ Academics and Future Achievers Bilingual Academy, where she helps students from all backgrounds achieve educational success. She uses her expansive knowledge when communicating with parents and local schools while also contributing to homeschool communities. Viviana also serves as the advocacy chair of the Norfolk Council of the PTAs, an active director at the Hispanic Resource Center, and former chairwoman for the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce of Coastal Virginia, where she has spoken publicly about the need for better racial and cultural understanding. Having a passion for education, Viviana teaches her two sons the importance of being lifelong learners. In addition, to provide encouragement and inspiration, she has started the Life with Viviana podcast, which provides intentional empowerment to live your best life. And now, Deshana and Tiffany.
Good afternoon. If you are just tuning in, I am Deshana Kemp Garnett. I'm the host of the Emerge Radio Show, along with co-host Tiffany Boyle. And today we are in for a treat. We have Miss Viviana Fullwood here, and she is with A+ Academics. How are you doing today, Viviana?
I'm doing fine. Thank you so much for having me on your show.
Awesome. So let our listeners know a little bit about A+ Academics and your role with them.
So I am the owner of A+ Academics, and we're an academic tutoring, pretty much anything that has to do with academics we cover. We are based out of Hampton, Virginia, but we do have clients in other states and countries as well, due to being able to do it in a virtual style. But my staff is, most of them are state certified teachers. So we do tutor kindergarten through college. We also have an after-school program and a homeschool program as well. And in the summertime, we have an academic summer camp as well. And pretty much what we do is we're not a franchise or anything like that. Like I said, I'm the owner. So when people come here, they just feel like they're at home. And I think that they see our heart because we are educators and we just love what we do. So we've had clients that have been with us, since 6th grade. And like 2 weeks ago, I got a phone call and she's going to be joining like the military. So she needs help with the ASVAB and she's 26. And I was like, oh my God, we've been doing this for a long time. But yeah, that's what we do. We're passionate about anything that has to do with academics. But just A+ Academics, we focus on kindergarten through college.
So tell me, how did you get started with your business and how long ago did you start your business?
So I got started in about 2008. I had a business partner at the time, and then we started to just kind of branch off. We started just doing math at the beginning, and then we eventually there was more need and clients were asking for more subjects. So we started to add on additional subjects. And so that's how we originally got started, just doing the math, and it was just a word of mouth.
Now, before you started your business, were you already in the field of education?
So I was not. My business partner was. My background is in marketing, business management and marketing. So I love entrepreneurship. So that's how my role became active in the business. But my background was not in education at the time.
Well, you at least must have a love for kids, because I just can remember when the pandemic first started in 2020 and we went to virtual, and my son, I think, was in like 2nd grade. And I said, I did not have the patience for the schedule and all the things he needed help with the new math. And I'm like, well, why don't you just add it? He's like, no, you got to show your work and you got to do this and you got to line this out. And I'm like, what?
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm an only child. And so I always wanted to have a lot of kids. I wanted to have like 7 or 8 kids. And then I realized what that actually meant. So I only have 2 biological children. I have a 12-year-old and my other son's going to be 18 soon. So I do love children, just in general. I love children. I love babies. I love old people as well. So like the middle age, like people my age, not so much, but I love little people and like the older people. But I do have, my heart is with them most definitely. So I only biologically have 2, but I have a lot of children that are not mine that I see as mine. So I do love children.
I was just saying, I'm happy some of us did. Happy some of us.
It's different when they're yours versus when they're borrowed. It's kind of like being a grandmother, I guess, because I could get on them and I treat them like they're mine, but I don't have them all the time.
Right. You can give them back.
Yes. So that part is fun. I could give them
That
that.
is amazing. And, fun fact that, here at Emerge, we love entrepreneurship as well. So we definitely have that in common. And I think you can take that skill and that love and, pass it on to the kids as well, because some of them are going to be future entrepreneurs. So I think that's a great thing. And you doing kindergarten through college is a wide range. So how many people do you have there?
So I have, you talking about the tutors or my clients?
Both.
So I average about, we probably tutor about 100 hours a week. The summertime, a little bit less, but we do have some parents that do put their children through our summer program where we do, it's like an all day camp, but then we also have something else where we kind of teach ahead in the summertime. So we might prepare, if your child is going to be going into Algebra 1, we'll teach them like the first 6 of 9 weeks of the next school year. And then I have about 25 tutors. Most of them just kind of work on a part-time basis because they do enjoy having their summers off. So they might just work a couple of hours during the week. And then I have some full-time staff that help me with the all-day camp.
Oh, that is awesome. So business structure wise, like how did this get started and how are you, structured and get funding?
So the parents, this is self-paid. So the parents do pay for the tutoring. I do have some programs that the parents kind of find themselves, for example, I can't remember the name of it, but through the military families, they do have a program where they provide funding for the students and it covers their tutoring for the entire school year. So the students that fall under that, they pretty much get unlimited tutoring throughout the year in whatever subject they need. I have worked with social services in the past where social services, I would just have to fill out paperwork for the families and then social services pays me directly. I do work with some military recruiters where they exclusively use my company for their ASVAB tutoring. And then I also do work with New Horizons here in Hampton Roads, where they provide the tutoring for the students at the high school level. But majority of my clients are self-paid.
Oh, that is awesome. So are you like an LLC or?
Yes, I'm an LLC. I am for profit. Mm-hmm.
Great. And so how was it? How long have you been in business?
Since 2007, 2006.
Oh, wow. So you've been in business for a long time now.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Awesome.
we've been doing this for a long time.
Can you tell those that are listening, like, I guess some advice or how it's been, to be in business this long and what are some things that you did or are doing to keep at that maturity level?
So I think the focus should be quality versus quantity, especially at the beginning. I think that you have to do something that you're passionate about, and eventually it will grow and it will be prosperous. I think the worst is to be able to do something just to do it for financial profit. I think being able to get up in the mornings and truly enjoy what you do makes it worth it. So I would say that just having the passion for it, keeping it simple. I remember when I was 14, my first job, I'm from New Jersey, so I was working at a real estate office. So half of the day I would go to school and then the other half I was able to go to work. So I worked with a realtor and the broker always told me, she wrote KISS on a piece of paper. And she was like, keep it simple, silly, because she didn't want to say stupid. But I've always remembered that. And I always try to do that. Just to keep it simple and not be afraid to ask other people for questions. For example, I have been able to mentor 2 or 3 people they were my tutors, but then they wanted to do their own tutoring on their own. And I helped mentor them. And I think to be able to find someone that can kind of help you because they've been through it in the past is essential as well. And not strive for perfection. Which that happens to me at times still today. I want things to be perfect and sometimes it's not necessary.
I think you touched on a really good point, and I'm hoping that our listeners really heard that when you said when you're starting out, to focus on the quality and not the quantity. I've been around a lot of business owners, and as soon as they start business, they start thinking about, okay, I have to have money coming in, and they're just trying to get client after client and customer after customer. But I feel like when you're truly passionate about what you do and you're giving somebody a quality service or product, I mean, people are going to talk about it. It's going to be a lot of word of mouth, and the quantity is going to come as long as you back up your end with the quality. So I think that was an important point you made. And then also, we all had the pleasure of speaking with Mr. Damien Douglas, and he was singing your praises.
Yes, he's awesome. Yeah, he is.
So can you kind of talk about that business relationship with you and Damien?
Yeah, so Damien has a company. They're a nonprofit organization, and it's called Inspire IT. And I have, he comes to me all the time for business advice, and I'm all about helping. So he's currently doing a program where he's providing certification, A+ certification and Security Plus certification. So he's taking 6 people through the entire process, from studying for the test, for preparing for the test, job placement, resume writing, all of that. So he uses my facility Monday through Saturday, except on Fridays, to do the class. So that's the business side of it that we do. And I love that he's doing that. So anything that has to do with the community, I love entrepreneurship. I love business. So that's how Damien and I have collaborated so far, because we have other projects in mind as well.
So you say a lot about mentoring, and I can tell you're very passionate about what you do in helping people. And it makes me think back to a guest we had not too long ago, and he was one of the mentors for SCORE. Are you familiar with SCORE?
Yes.
And I feel like if you're not a member of that seems like something that would be perfect for you, just in how you talk and how you want to help people, because people are always looking for mentors.
Mm-hmm.
They really are. I mean, people say, oh, it's the information age. You can Google anything. And I'm like, yeah, you can Google stuff, but if you don't have somebody helping you connect those dots and telling you what's next and the proper order to do things, then you'll just end up with a bunch of information and you have no idea what you're supposed to do with it. I don't know if people realize how important these kind of relationships are when you have somebody who will just pour out information to you and do it for free. I've had people talk about businesses they've found and they've paid money for them to help them do certain things, and it really brought them no results. So I really commend you for what you do to help people. And I have to put another plug in there, just like I did when we talked to Damien. As entrepreneurs and business owners, we know networking is huge. And I want to point out that we met you at Brew, which is Business Relationship Emerge Wednesday. That was last month at 1865 Brewing. So networking does work. Everybody that's listening, you never know who you're going to meet, but you're always going to meet somebody, and you never know what that relationship could be. So make sure you all are going out to that on the 4th Wednesdays of the month from 5 to 7. And that's in Hampton, Virginia at 1865 Bruin. So I just want to put that plug in there about how important it is to network, no matter what business you have.
Correct. It's crucial. Even if you just say, you know what, I'm going to do it once a month. Because I know before COVID, like I was hitting the streets all the time at these networking events, and I was going to Virginia Beach, Norfolk. And I think it's also important to go to different places all the time. And even like I'm an introvert. So even though I'm an introvert, I've learned to still network because I see how crucial it is. And you just have to be genuine with it. But yeah, I thought it was amazing that, and it's so funny because the owner of 1865 just texted me because we had talked about marketing as well. So as we were talking, he just texted me back. I had texted him the other day. But yeah, definitely to be able to support like local businesses and just to support each other. Like my mom always, she hates that I say this, but I'm like, we always have to keep our money rotating amongst us, right? And so I think it's super important, crucial for entrepreneurs to just support each other. But as we support each other, we got to make sure that we're giving quality, because I can't support you if you're not giving me quality. So that goes back to that, right? Quality.
Yes, that is definitely key. Quality. Please provide quality work. And I always say, like I've been saying lately, like our standards are just lowering, customer service with the product we give out. And I just want people to let's go back to like the 80s where, you had like high standards for everything because quality is super important. So if you are just tuning in, you are listening to Emerge. I'm Tiffany Boyle with co-host Deshana Kemp Garnett, and we are talking with Viviana right now, as she has been in business for, I'm not even going to do the math on air, but since 2007, 2008 time frame. So she's been in business a while, and just, telling us all about her business, and then, the power of networking, which is how we met her. And now she's been able to share her wonderful business with us on the radio. So Viviana, can you tell us how we can get in contact with you if our kids need help with their academics, all of the above, social media,
Sure.
things like that?
Yeah, so you could easily Google tutoring in Hampton, and I'm one of the top 3 companies that come up, and we have awesome Google reviews, but it's A+ Academics. Our website is academicswith8plus.com. Our phone number is 757-329-3112. And we're also on Facebook and Instagram as well. So, but pretty much if you Google A+ Academics in Hampton, Virginia, will come up. Yeah, so we're on Instagram and Facebook mainly. Those are the ones that we're mainly active on. And it's Academics with A+ as well.
Academics with A+.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Now, Viviana, this is our serious question of the day. What does the word emerge mean to you?
Ooh, emerge. So I think emerge is coming together, engulfing ourselves in whatever you're passionate about. I'm opening a bilingual preschool program here in Hampton. So it's a preschool program for 2 to 5-year-olds, and we're going to be using a state certified curriculum. And my staff are educators; they're state certified teachers, and we're going to be doing the regular curriculum for the states, but we're going to incorporate Spanish and sign language.
I love it.
Yes.
I always say, why do we not teach another language at a young age? Because
we're starting to, right? So I think the United States is starting to realize it. So just to give you an example, in Newport News, Virginia, last year they were giving, I think it was $2 million. And so they started to incorporate Spanish at the elementary level, because typically they introduce world languages in middle school, and then once you get to high school, then you get to select the language that you want to pick, because it is a high school requirement to get your high school diploma. But in Newport News, they just have a handful of schools that are introducing that at the elementary level. Hampton is going to start in September. They're going to pilot with Langley Elementary School. So that's going to be the first school where they're going to be doing Spanish at the elementary level. So it's starting to spread.
That's amazing. Yeah, because those of us that started, I started taking French in high school, and I can understand it in writing, but not when they're speaking. And it takes so much longer to, grasp it versus I used to be.
It's crucial. It's crucial. Yeah, I'm bilingual. I'm Colombian. And so I have not had a lot of jobs in my lifetime because of that. Because it's, the company sees you as you're one person, but you're really 2 with like 1 salary. So it really sets me apart from other candidates for a job, I'd say.
Right. That's amazing. Well, thank you for sharing that with us, and let us know when it gets off the ground and we can share it and, get kids in it, because I firmly believe that is like the best time to pick up a second language. And we should. Definitely.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. And I've already started telling people about your show, so you should be getting some.
I'm Tiffany Boyle. You are listening to Emerge here on WHOV 88.1. If you would like to partner with us and have your business spotlighted on the show, please contact us at emergethemagazine.com. Follow us on social media at Emerge the Magazine. We are going to take a quick break.
Did you just look down at your phone? You did it again, didn't you? You're flying down the road in a 3-ton hunk of steel. And a text takes your eyes off the road for an average of 5 seconds. At 55 miles per hour, that's long enough to travel the length of a football field and cause some serious damage. Turn it off. Trust me, whatever it is, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextsstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Someone once said, "Getting there is half the fun." From downtown to Old Town, Hampton Roads Transit and Go Pass 365 connects you to entertainment, restaurants, friends. Go Pass 365. Find out more at gopass365.com.
WHOV would like to thank HRT for its support of WHOV programming.
I am Deshaina Kemp Garnett, and it's time for my 2 cents. So here we are, another wonderful Wednesday in the summer, and we have talked about a lot of different things. We've talked about reevaluating our goals and adjusting where we can. We talked about how important networking is to this time of year. We've talked about having fun. Last week, I challenged all of the listeners to doing some type of savings challenge. I would like to report that, I am $50 to my savings challenge for adding to my emergency fund. So it can be done. We just have to figure out how to do it. But I really wanted to think about what I could share my 2 cents on this week. And what I did was I looked at an article on easieraccounting.com. It's called Summer Accounting Tips for Small Business Owners. If you're like me and, your business isn't, automatically huge, we tend to do a lot of things ourselves. And in the summertime, for me, it's a lot easier for me to be relaxed and not taking care of all the things that I should be taking care of in my business. Because this is warm outside, I have a family and I want to have fun. One of the things that I'm really focusing on getting better at is tracking expenses and making sure I have all my receipts and all my paperwork in order. Those are things that can really, really sneak up on you if you don't watch it. Having good financial records keeps you in line with what you have coming in, what you have going out. When it's time to do your taxes, you don't have to worry about having any type of errors. But then another thing, in the summertime, depending on what industry and what kind of business you have, your business can really slow down. So one of the great things I saw in this article was think about what kind of summer promotions you can do. It's crazy because today on this show, we had Miss Viviana Fullwood, and what she said was, hey, if you're listening to this show and you come to her business, you could get some type of discount. And when you're thinking about things like that and running promotions, that's a great way to kind of grow your business in some of those slower months. That's a great way to help manage your productivity, because if you still have some income coming in, you're still getting new clients, then you can still feel productive. Another thing we can do is make sure you're catching up on your bookkeeping. That is huge. Make sure you're keeping up on all your paperwork. And that's just some things that we can do. Our businesses, like I said before, still have to thrive in every season, no matter if it's summer, winter, spring, or fall, if it's hot, warm, cold, raining outside. We are business owners. We are entrepreneurs. We have to make sure our business is successful. I am Deshaina Kemp Garnett, and that's my 2 cents. Let's take a look at some regional and local activities. Ladies Around the Globe presents LAG 757 Fitness, Fab, and Fit every third Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. in Hampton, Virginia at Butch Fitness. For more information, visit www.ladiesaroundtheglobe.com. 1865 Brewing Emerge and RPEO presents Brew Business Relationship Emerge Wednesday Business Networking Event with happy hour prices every fourth Wednesday, 5 to 7 p.m. at 1865 Brewing in Hampton, Virginia. The Emerge Awards and Premiere, the must-attend event of the year. Emerge presents a 3-day event all about entrepreneurs starting Sunday, October 16th through Tuesday, October 18th. Ticket sales start July 1st. For more information about these events, visit www.emergepremiere.com. A special thank you for the guests on today's episode. If you missed today's show or to listen to past episodes, visit www.emergethemagazine.com.